now my country, now my motherland. I be where them bomb me. That's why I started the hustling. So if you don't know me, don't judge me. We don't want gunshots, we don't want po-po. All we want is equal rights and peace to make our dough. Liberate you and me, liberate me and you. Let's live in harmony and peace who prevail. Do what is right and good and take our children back to school. Hard work and determination and we will fail. Economically, strategically, physically, we can make a difference automatically. Let's live in unity, all for one and one for all. I'm proud to be a Liberian, and I don't care what anybody go say. I will jump and sing and shout hooray, cause today is our Independence Day. Liberia, oh our day. Liberia, we are free. Liberia, no more war. Liberia, Liberia, our day. Liberia, we are free. Cause today is our day. How long will you cry? Tell me how long? Rise up, forget about the past. Is dead and gone. Don't hate your brother, for we are capable of doing wrong. All we have to do is join hands and sing this song. We are free, Liberia, we are free. Oh, no more war, forever we are free. One time we are, oh man, be a free and Naraja. Oh, fire, you mapa, remember. Bomba, are you ready?
From far across the sea, there came a shape of finance, seeking the liberty they found it. Liberia, land of liberty, what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Now this time around, we back across the sea, striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found the good old USA long to come. What made quite a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Ladies and gentlemen, this song was written for us a long time ago. Although some words have been added and some have been changed, I still sing about Liberia. Land of liberty, a land where all people must be free, a land where all people are equal. My home. I sing about my homeland, glorious land of liberty that will always be ours. I sing about a land that a group of people landed on in 1822 to form what is now known as Liberia. Home of a great people, home of a suffering people. Liberia, land of liberty, my home. Come what may, my people, Liberia, sweet, sweet land of liberty, Liberia. Back in 1822, from far across the sea, there came a shape of pioneers, seeking the liberty they found it. Liberia, land of liberty, what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Now this time around, we back across the striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found a good old USA long to come, but made what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Back in 1822, from far across the sea, there came a ship of pioneers, seeking the liberty they found it. Liberia, land of liberty, what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Now this time around, we back across the sea, striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found a good old USA long to come, but made what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Back in 1822, from far across the sea, there came a shape of pioneers, seeking the liberty they found it. Liberia, land of liberty, what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Now this time around, we back across the sea, striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found a good old USA long to come, but they what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free.
Liberia, oh our day. Liberia, we are free. Liberia, number one. Liberia, Liberia, our day. Liberia, we are free. Today is our day. Liberia now my country, now my motherland. Land I be where them bomb me. Eh.
Happy 179 Independent Day to all of you out there. What a beautiful time it is to be here today. It has been a journey of rock and roll, journey mark of struggles. I'm going to say bit by bit we are getting there, man. Journey also marked by 14 years of right civil conflict in the country. But here we are today, celebrating peace, celebrating love, celebrating unity too as well. I want to say good evening to all of you and welcome this evening to BKS TV Hit Our program. On Hit Our, we say dialogue and our confrontation. We say words in our bullet. On behalf of the entire production crew here, my name is Junior Payne. And in tonight's edition of the show, we'll be hosting Honorable Anthony Nkuyompa. Anthony is former representative candidate of Electoral District 3, Nima County. You join us here tonight on the show as we will be discussing a couple of issues ranging from Nima County to Electoral District 3 to national politics and all of that. It's going to be a great show here this evening. We ask you to stick glued to your radio. Those who be watching us online too, want to say welcome to all of you.
shall hearken to his command. It is then that we shall rise, we shall pursue, we shall overtake, and we shall conquer all of our adversaries, and we shall shout at last, the Lone Star forever, the Lone Star forever. Oh, long may it flow o'er land and o'er sea. This journey, Lord, never uphold it forever. And shout for the Lone Star battle. Oh, hell, I be a him, mama.
And so in the next 5 minutes, we're bringing our guests here on the show. We want to say happy Independence Day to all of you. Hey, what's up to the Nima County Legislative Caucus? We want to say happy Independence Day to you guys too as well. Mr. Chairman of the caucus, Samian, and the rest of the caucus members. We want to say happy Independence Day to you guys. Nima County Administration. We also want to extend our Independence Day greetings to you guys too as well. The Liberia National Police, Nima Detachment. We also want to extend our happiest Independence Day greetings to all of you too as well. The Nima County Health Team. We also want to extend happy Independence Day to you guys too.
Down this time around,
every citizen of Liberia, both home and abroad,
striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found the good old USA long time. What made quite a place to be Liberian people? We lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Ladies and gentlemen, this song was written for us a long, long time ago. Although some words have been added and some have been changed, I still sing about Liberia. Land of liberty, a land where all people must be free. A land where all people are equal. My home. I sing about my homeland. Glorious land of liberty that will always, always be ours. I sing about a land that a group of people landed on in 1822 to form what is now known as Liberia. Home of a great people, home of a suffering people, Liberia, land of liberty, my home. Come what may, my people, Liberia, sweet, sweet land of liberty, Liberia. Back in 1822, from far across the sea, there came a shape of pioneers, seeking the liberty they found it. Liberia, land of liberty, what a place to be. people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Now this time around we back across the sea, striving still for liberty, peace and harmony. We found a good old USA long to come, but made what a place to be. Liberian people will lead the way to a great new day, setting the nation free. Back in 1822, from far across the sea, there came a shape of pioneers seeking the liberty they
Back in 1822,
found it.
and of course, we are here today, 179 years of independence. Again, want to say good evening to all of you and welcome this evening to the Heat Hour program. Like we said in our intro, we'll be hosting Anthony Kuyongpa, Anthony Kuyongpa, former representative candidate of Electoral District 3, Nema County. And in tonight's edition of the show, we'll be discussing a couple of issues ranging from politics, health, agriculture, and a lot more. See you. Good evening. Welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Good. I'm trying to wear my glasses and you just bring me on there. So, not much, man. Everything's good. Happy Independence Day to Liberia. And happy Independence Day to my own dear brother. Happy Independence Day to the people of Liberia. I've been following, I've been watching. Someone said, and I think I agree with that person, Liberia is one of those interesting countries where, when you look at certain things, you really want to just beat that ugly child, and do something. But then when you turn around, you look, see how people are celebrating the country, Independence Day around the world. You look in Europe, you look in Minnesota, you look even in Maryland, you look everywhere. Charlotte, where I live, people are all out there, regardless of what's going on in Liberia, regardless of the way Liberia looks, or things that are happening, the way things are not happening, people are struggling. With all its difficulties, we are still finding peace. We are still finding joy to celebrate our country. And I see that as a major part of being a Liberian, right? We have that resilient spirit in us, and wherever we go. So I want to say happy Independence Day to all of you. Happy Independence Day to Liberia and Liberians around the world. Happy Independence Day to our team, all our journalists and reporters around the country who are there every day and night, including yourself, making sure that BKS remains online, remains active. I know my brother Jay will join me in wishing all of you guys happy Independence Day. We say thank you to you for continuing to push this platform, continuing to provide news and update to our people.
Thank you, and once again, welcome to the show. We also want to say happy Independence Day to you, our founder, our father, and everything. Kuyongpa, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing good. To the BKS family, I want to say thank you for everything you do for our country. But allow me to firstly extend my happy Independence Day message to all Liberians, wherever you are today. Today is a special day for our country and for ourselves. I think as Liberians, despite all of the challenges, the multiple challenges our country and ourselves have gone through over the years, we continue to be optimistic about the future of our country. And that's the way every patriotic citizen must think. And so from my end, happy 179th Independence Anniversary to the Republic of Liberia. May God bless our nation, and may God bless all Liberians and people around the world.
Thank you so much and welcome to the show. I would like for us to start with the independence, then we go to other issues across the country. Whenever Independence Day is coming around, people have different perspective, different opinions as to whether government should celebrate, they should use citizen taxes to celebrate and all of that. What's your take? Can you give us a little bit of history of how far we've come and why do we need to embrace this day?
Listen, we've come a long way as a nation and people, and I think observing the Independence Day and celebrating it in different ways for me is not a bad thing. Now, if you were to consider what our beloved country has come through, we could have ended like the Somalias of the world, but our shared determination to have a stable country has got us to where we are today. And that within itself calls for celebration. There will be challenges as we move along in this life. But then, because of those challenges, you cannot say we will not acknowledge the tremendous stride we've made as Liberians over the years. Our civil conflict was very brutal. It became ethnic driven to an extent, and it was very bad for us. Thousands of people died. Today, there are families who cannot confirm whether their loved ones actually died, how they died, and the rest. So, when we, after many, many years, still have a nation, we've gone through what? 2005, 2011, 2017, and 2023, full democratic transfers of power in our country. That also is something that we should celebrate as Liberian people and as a country. And so, yes, we should celebrate our independence, given where we've come from as a nation and people.
Thank you. Thank you very much again. It's great to have you on the show here this evening. I know we will have an interactive discussion surrounding issues affecting Liberia. Recently, you were here, you had a very strong opinion on the entire drug issue, how it was
You let me talk about no independent dating. JG begin how to go to the drug talk.
Anyways, sorry, CEO. Welcome. Let's hear you. Let me re-ask the question too as well.
Yeah, that balance the thing. Not because Brazil show now you want to me.
Yeah. So whenever we have an Independence Day celebration every year, there is this debate that comes up as to whether we should celebrate, given the fact that we're still starving from every sectors in our country. People say we shouldn't be using taxpayer money for government to celebrate Independence Day and all of that. Given how far we've come, what's your perspective? Give us a little history of what you know about Liberia and how important it is for us to celebrate the independence.
I think I will respectfully defer with that school of thought. I think we should celebrate our Independence Day. Jay just touched it. Mr. Prumba, he talked about how far we've come and some of the difficulties that we've been through. This is one of the moments that you see Liberians uniting, coming together, regardless of political affiliation, disagreement, and background. One of the events that bring us together is the Independence Day celebration, and then the second one is the county meet, the sporting event. I think we should be proud of our country, regardless of what we think of how things have been done, how old we are, and all that. I think we should be proud of it. This is a moment that reflects history. This is a moment that we all look up to. I think historically, Independence Day, July 26th, it used to be August 24th, and then Christmas Day and things. Those are days that people look forward to. We look forward to as kids growing up. So, if anything, we can push to our young people, our upcoming generation. I think we should be proud of it. We should celebrate it. And I like the way Liberians are even taking things into their own hands. In the diaspora, everywhere, people are funding it, spending money to do that. I watched this guy from Ghana, Wadamaya or whatever his name is. I think the tourism people brought him and LIB Brunch brought him. I may be mistaking the name there, but They brought him to help show Liberia, shed another light on Liberia when it comes to the independence. And he's been making tour, certain videos. He's a YouTube guy, and YouTuber, and I forgot what that name is. But anyway, he has been shedding light on Liberia, and you can tell that he's very excited, even though they're paying him, but he's excited. He's showing Liberia from a different vantage point. The way people take us to be is a little different. He's seeing some good side of Liberia, and I like the fact that he's doing that. So, I'll give it out to the newly formed tourism ministry. I think that's what they call it. They found that.
The National Tourism Authority, I think.
Yeah, I think that's their name. So I'll have to give it up to them. The fact that they did that's huge. And so to answer your question, I think we should celebrate it, regardless of how far we've come, regardless of where we are. And I think where we are going is what is the biggest part. And it's up to people like you, myself, and all of us to see how we can add some value to this 179 years instead of just celebrating Independence Day and then Liberia remain what it is. So I will close with this, right? I back in the days, not too long ago, probably a few years ago, I was talking to a senior brother in Liberia, and I was talking about doing some things in Liberia, talking about moving there and doing some things. And he made a comment to me, and I think that it was funny, but when you look at it too, it has some truth to it. And he said, when I was talking about coming, he said, I'm thinking you need to prepare yourself. You need to put things together. You need to be ready before you come. Just don't come because you want to come. Then he asked me, he says, since you were born, you've seen Liberia, right? He says, since 1847, Monrovia has remained Monrovia. You see Broad Street remain the same. You go to anywhere you go in Liberia, it's still there. It all stays the same, right? He said you will go 10, 15, 20 years from now, you come back, it will still remain the same. So he was saying that out of frustration, but it was actually true too, because nothing has changed over the 179 years of our existence. So that's the sad thing. I think we need to do something to be able to add some value to our years and years of existence. So I'll stop there. That's my take on the Independence Day. I think we should celebrate it, and we all should be proud to celebrate our Independence Day.
Yeah, just to chime in a little bit, to address what the CEO had mentioned earlier. There are a few Liberians also who are into the YouTube business. I think I followed. There's a guy called Kotu. I mean, I know his first name. He's been doing some incredible videos on Liberia and some of the heritage of our country. I think that's somebody the tourism people need to bring around. There's another young lady called Philomena Ure. She's also she goes around too. These are people, the tourism people must work. Listen, our country got a lot of good stuff about it as well. All right. Despite our politics and whatnot, there are some good things about our country. Listen, there are countries in the world where you and I will consider as having some of the most despicable dictators in the world. But you know what? They celebrate independence, right? And so we should be no different, to those people. So yes, celebrating our nation's independence is imperative for us Liberians.
Well, I don't know whether I should chime in on this here, but I think I have a different perspective on celebrating Independence Day. Totally different. Because we 179 years, we cannot compare ourselves in the region right now infrastructurally. We cannot compare ourselves education-wise. We cannot compare ourselves to Ghana healthcare-wise. We cannot compare ourselves to any of these countries when it comes to roads. Why? What are we celebrating?
I think that's why the discussion tonight will center around some of the reasoning behind that, and the people of Liberia themselves being accomplices in that as well. This thing is not just about people in leadership or politicians or what you may. People of Liberia themselves have a responsibility in this. But as we go deeper into the conversation, some of the things that we have to talk about, we'll talk about it. But I respect your opinion. I respect your view. And I think that's the way life's supposed to be. We can all agree. If we all agree, there will be no need to say there's, so we all have to have our own opinion, supported by our own reasoning, we should be respectable. Yes.
Thank you. Now we go straight to the meat of the discussion here that has to do with the confiscation of drugs in sequence in our country. You were here recently, you had a very strong opinion on that. You call for the fight to be very united against drugs. But now we're hearing rumors everywhere. People are facilitating these people. People are giving them property according to information. People are even hosting them. Some of these people arrived in the country. LRA, I mean, the immigration do not have any other records of them entering in the country and all of that. What's your general take on this drug thing, and what could be a possible recommendation in order for us to fight against it?
Well, thank you. The drug thing is alarming. To be quite honest, I show like many or like millions of Liberians. And when I was watching the video about that place in I guess it's the VOA, the VOA community, yep.
Yeah, VOA community.
The people were putting that quantity of drugs from that community there, from that house, and seeing those two foreign nationals, I was petrified. I was petrified. Petrified by the fact that our country may be slowly slipping into a situation that every one of us, irrespective of the jersey color we're wearing, whether it's a blue color, it's a red color, or green color, purple, whatever the color may be, this is something that should claim everybody's attention. I understand when CDC make it an issue. They're right. Because when CDC was in power, the Unity Party made the drug issue a CDC issue. So it's obvious that CDC will make, now with all the different discovery, will make a Unity Party issue. But Anthony Kuyonpa see it in a much more bigger light than a political party's landscape. Because listen, if nothing is done to try to check this thing in its track, to try to fight it head on, even the Green Party, the Blue Party, the Purple Party, the Pink Party will have nowhere to even sit to say we're going to have a Blue Party or going to have a Green Party or Purple Party. Because you and I are aware of the danger surrounding cartels establishing in a country. All right? So why I wouldn't be like other people who will come and want to make, like, you listen to people in this current government, instead of discussing possible solutions, recommending possible solutions to trying to fight this thing, they want to say, at least this time around we're finding drugs and all that. Look, these are the kind of statements that should not come from somebody who considers his or herself a patriotic citizen. Okay? You have a country that is gradually sliding into a situation where you and I will forever regret. Don't make it yesterday or day before yesterday or today. Think about it in a more nationalistic way. Okay? Now, this whole drug issue and alternative ways of getting more money has its relationship with the way Liberians view government officials. There is a certain correlation with being a government official and being a millionaire. There is this strange what I call expectation from Liberian people about government officials. Once you work in government, there is the perception that you have money. Once you work in government, there's the perception that you have money. And so there aren't many of us who will live within our means while in government, because we will not allow ourselves to yield to those sort of pressure Now, there are some of us who will yield to those pressure and start to look for alternative sources of money to be able to satisfy that unrealistic expectation from the public. All right. Another thing also that I want to bring to this discussion tonight is our politics has been dollarized. Dollarized to the extent that to be a political powerhouse in Liberia today, you must be a worthy person. Okay? Now, being a worthy person does not make you a proper leader that can transform a society. But our politics today, for you to be a political powerhouse, you must have big money, where they refer to you as, what's this cliche people will use? Oh my God, help me. Talk and do, right? They say talk and do. All of these things are vices that will push people into looking for alternative sources of money to be able to perpetuate themselves as political powerhouse in our country. These things are not in isolation of what we are beginning to see taking shape in our country. And as a people and as a nation, that's where we need to come in to say, how do we try to fight this menace? Because it's going to take away Liberia from all of us, and we'll have nowhere to be celebrating 26. I will stop there for now.
You stress a very important point of people's expectation on government officials. Now, do you think too that could be a reason for any other person to get involved with these kind of illegal activities? Is it right to do so? Another follow-up question to that is, you realize that people will take power, or someone will just come from nowhere, and you see this person building houses, having luxurious cars, having a lot of property across the country. But if you check this person's source of income, you check their salary and all of that, it does not commemorate with the kind of property that they have. So would you say that the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission is working? Would you say those involved with trying to catch people doing money laundering, they are working too as well?
So listen, so the thing here is, this is how I want you to look at it, right? I'm Anthony. The CEO is there. You are there. The way each of us will approach an issue will be different. Anthony may have the mental fortitude to not yield to that unrealistic expectation from the public and do things that would damage his reputation and eventually impact our country in a certain way. The fact of the matter here is, it is impossible for anybody drug cartel to bring that quantity of drug into a nation without the tacit involvement. Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm coming. Without the involvement or knowledge of some people in our country. It's not possible. So that one, we just put it on the side and try to look at what are causing these things to happen, right? And so the Anti-Corruption Commission need to take seize of the matter as well. And this is an OH thing. Listen, I have people questioning me because I didn't have a $300,000, $400,000 home. Right? All right. That is, we in a country like Liberia where if you're a government official and you decide to live within the means of your earning, your income from government, people in your very neighborhood refer to you as a very mean man. Look, I ain't get nothing for himself all the years he's serving government. These are societal pressure that if you do not have the mental strength to deal with, you will result in doing some unscrupulous things because you're trying to put yourself in a position where the society will say, oh yeah, we appreciate it, man. Look at the kind of house. Look, people vote for people on the basis of them being financially potent. Now, whether they have the leadership ability in our country. All right? So these are some of the root causes of these things. Okay? And the society flow with that. So if you will look at Anthony Kuyonpa, for example, who worked in Liberia and decided to live out of his, the earnings government was giving to him. And because of that, I'm not capable of going to entertainment places and spending $1,000, $2,000, right? People will come to refer to you as a mean man. I mean, I got too mean, man. Government, man. I old deputy minister, man, very mean. He gave me dropped in for people. But listen, there are people in my very position who cannot withstand that pressure, get themselves into all kinds of things to get additional money, who can then afford to do those things. Tell me the big brother, they probably free anybody. What they probably that talk and do. And people are prepared to give these individuals state power. All right? Those are some of the challenges that we're having. Why we're not going to excuse the LACC? LACC need to begin looking into people lifestyle audit. Start to do lifestyle audit. That one easier way you can catch people in Liberia. Because if you're making $3,000, my brother, right, CEO, if you're making $3,000, how is it possible that you can build $500,000 house
in less than 1 year?
In less than 1 year, how is it possible? All right. So all of these things must work hand in hand. The people themselves must begin to think that because somebody works in government doesn't mean the person has central bank key. Those are some of the issues. You know what I'm talking about. All right. You know what I'm talking about. The CEO here has not worked in government, but he knows what I'm talking about. I know how many calls he received today for 26. All right.
I had to run away from somebody else. I don't think I even post on Facebook.
These are some of the issues that look, everybody will not be able to withstand these sort of things. People say, you know what, my man, our other teams all do nothing for the other project. You know what? That's what they call it. So all of these things are contributing factors to this drug issue in our country, because the drug issues in our country, if the cartels don't find soft landing, they will not come. They have to have soft landing to come. They have to have confidence to be able to pull in more and more and more and more. And what you think they're just passing drug through Liberia with people not benefiting from it? No, people obviously benefiting from it. That's the reality. That's the reality. To have that quantity of cocaine in the country, it means that there are a lot of our brothers and sisters that are already working with those people in Liberia. Whether we like it or not, that's the reality. And yes, the people take time. They take time to move into a particular environment because they don't know what your mindset is, CEO. So they got to determine what CEO mindset is. And that's a process to get to CEO to know what will move CEO to be able to let them say, okay, my man, I close my eye today, man. What to go. All these things are part and parcel of what we're talking about today.
Now, it is very glaring that these folks have officials in Liberia that also gave them assurance to do these things. It is also glaring that these things don't come by land borders. Apparently, maybe the sea or the air. I saw a video posted this evening by Spawn TV. There was a river news, and that river is connected to the ocean. Now, do you think the government will go beyond and above if any of our officials are involved with this thing to prosecute them? Do you think so?
Can you say that again?
Do you think the government will go above and beyond that any of our officials that are connected to this drug issue to prosecute them?
We will encourage the government to do so. We will encourage the government to do so because if the government doesn't do that, there could be a lot of multiplying effect on Liberia around the world. All right. If your country is considered a country that is a safe ground for drug cartel where people trafficking drugs from one end to the next, airlines might soon stop coming to Liberia. Traveling to Liberia will start to be very, very difficult. All right. People who doing businesses in and out of Liberia might start to find it difficult. Okay. Because nobody will want to start taking cargo from Liberia. Whether the cargo got nothing to do with whatever drug issue that's going on, those people will be impacted. Okay. And Liberia could get on a very, very terrible list that would not be good for investment in our country. And you and I are acutely aware that one of the main challenges Liberia is facing is the issue of unemployment. So if your country will now become a country that is seen as, a haven for drug cartel in the world, who going to carry the money there to do any investment? And then how are we going to then solve the employment problems in the country? So it's going to just compound Liberia's problem, and it's just not going to be good, regardless of who will be in the executive mansion.
So let me
Thank you. I will stop here for now and go to the CEO to come
see, I
in
have
with
to
this.
stop it, man. That man leave it here alone. You'll be two of you today. So the man I want me to come in and chip it. But I will just start with where you ended, and I will proceed with my point here. This is to all Liberians, in Liberia and around Liberia, wherever you are. So this is not a joking thing, right? People think this is political. People think it's joke. People joke with it here and there, but the whole drugs thing, it has a lot to impact Liberia in a negative way. The statement I'm about to make is no disrespect to our brothers from the region, they're Nigerians. But I would say, Liberia and Nigeria, when you're in the US here and you go somewhere and they ask you, what's your name? You call your name, where you're from. When you say Liberia, then they will say, the first thing you'll hear will be, you said Nigeria?
Yeah.
So you will have to fight hard to disclaim that. I said Liberia, right? There's a reason for that. The reason they stress on Nigeria a lot is because of the repetition that the country has, right? In terms of whatever they've been doing. So people, the scamming thing, they have done that a couple of times, and Americans and folks around the world know that. Not everybody in Nigeria does that, but very few people will do that. And guess what happens? They stereotype everyone from the country. God forbid, if Liberia was to become, I don't want to even say that where it's going, where it's headed. If that happens, we are already disadvantaged to so many aspects of life. If that happens, it's going to be harder than what you see now. It's going to be harder. In Liberia, the way we let America business, we can't do anything. Even up to now, we're still highly dependent on foreign aid to do anything. And then we are talking about drugs. We're not even talking about little drugs. We're talking about cocaine. And we're talking about almost $500 million worth of drugs going through our country. And then with the things that we are hearing, with the security, apparently people names being called, a lot of big people names being called connected to this. If this happened, the world will lose confidence in Liberia. We are living in a world where we're a big global village. Social media is everywhere now. I bet you go anywhere now, you type in Liberia, that cocaine thing will come up, and people will start questioning us here and there, and it's not going to end up. So that's the biggest side. So if you are Liberian, you are playing politics with this, and you think because you are UPIS or you are Citizen, and you think you can use this to defend, and even though you don't even know much about what's happening, or you might know, but because you don't want that to mess up certain things about your political affiliation, you might want to think twice. It might not impact you directly, but it could impact your child. It could impact your cousin, your son, your brother, or someone else over there. So I think Liberians should sit back and really start reflecting, because this right here has the propensity to impact the country in a negative way that could even be worse than the civil war that we have for years. Drugs is no joke. Drug is no joke. Drug trafficking is no joke. Using your country as a route to transport drugs is no joke. Now, people still laughing at it. I saw a video about the drugs, the cartel there demanding money, demanding that stuff, making some statements and stuff. People who are RT folks that said that, even I saw a comment from the EPS director, Sam Gay, Honorable Musa Bilete post. He went there and said it is not AI generated post, but it's intended for propaganda. So regardless of what it is, if it's a PR thing, propaganda thing, or if it's authentic or not, if they are saying it's not AI generated and people are sitting somewhere and doing that, people should take these things seriously. You don't want your country to be your country where we're talking about 179 years, nothing to show, and then we continue to a drug something is very, very sad. It's really, really bad. So I urge all Liberians, without taking side, to be very careful. Look at the ramification that it may have on the country. Uh, I think it's very scary and all that. So now to the point about uh, if the drug, there's no way those that have studied, read about the drug trafficking in the world, there's no way $500 million drugs will come into the country just from a Yana boy or just some kind of picking from red light or anywhere else. There are people up there, bigger people who are movers and shakers, who can take phone and call and make decisions right away. Are into it. That's how it is. Historically, you check around the world. That's how it is. So it is bad. People who are doing that, I think Jay was talking about, is they are all lazy people. There are so many ways to earn money. But if your money that you've been earning or you're earning is on the back of drugs and all that stuff, then how can you be that wicked to your people? What kind of wickedness is that? In a country like that, and you move from there and you brag about it, and then you live in so many things for them to be able to save that. But I think that they should look at a bigger picture. Now, you may be getting the money, putting in your pocket and enjoying it, but the impact that is the country as a whole is very, very, very sad. So to the point that you made, I agree with it. Not everybody will be able to withstand the corruption. There are so many ways to make money, but come on now, drugs in Liberia. Yeah, I know we've known our country that have an issue with corruption here and there, but having Liberia involved into drug trafficking, what we're talking about, $500 million worth of drugs, is not easy. We had I'll close on this. We had my friend Alfred Johnson here the last time, and he and I, we agree with. They say right now the people, they're still joking with it. It's still fun, but those guys, they're not going to lose $500 million and just let it go free. It's not going to. That's not how it happens. Even in America, yeah, you can take few mother men will go after you. They'll go after your family. It will make it very hard for you to even travel. Anytime you're traveling now, you're looking over your shoulder, and it makes the war even more riskier for you, for those that are allegedly involved and all that stuff. So I really hope that the government takes this seriously. And from all indication, the NSA has been doing extremely well. Prince Johnson, our brother, he has been doing well. Other than that, everyone else, when you hear the news and you hear about what they're doing, the names that are being called and all that, nothing really straight. But it's scary. And I hope that the folks from this side should be able to join this fight and try to help with the investigation. So I will pause there for now. That's my take on it.
Yeah, let me just add onto the CEO a little bit. Listen, as long as we have a political system that has been dollarized, you run the risk of these things happening in our country. Let's be honest. Arvin, when you see the amount of monies that people spend doing electoral processes in our country, it makes you wonder where these monies are coming from. Let's be honest with it.
Where the money coming from? No amount of salary can get.
All of a sudden, everybody wants to become a political powerhouse in our country. With that mentality, people will resort to doing plenty things, some of which may not be good for our country, in all honesty. And so it comes back to the people of Liberia. I know things are very hard in Liberia, but sometimes you have to prioritize what's best for the future of our country than what's good for you today. Let's look for leaders who have demonstrated over the years their ability to make things happen. Let us not look for powerful money people for leadership in our country. In Africa, in America here, Donald Trump is one of the richest men in the world. But our people can fund his campaign. Donald Trump can raise money to fund his campaign.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
That people can fund, people can send $1, $2, $3 contribution for campaign. In our country, so in election time, people can spend $1, $2, $3 million on representative election day and senator election day. how do people getting the money? Do you think they will not go back to where they're getting the money from to replenish what they spent? So these are things that, in order for us to address the drug issue, the busting of drug, eventually burning drug is very good. But there are plenty of things that are making people to even think about working with cartels. To say, you know what, we can get you safe passage to go to the place where you're what they call. There are plenty of things inside it. So that plenty of things, we like Brent will look at it and see how we can be able to work around minimizing the threat that these things pose to our country, honestly.
Well, thank you so much. CEO, you have question there, or I should just keep flowing?
I just wanted to make that point there. No, it was just my take or advice to people. I've been following this religiously, and I see from both sides people, defending their own. And when I see that, I just reflect. I say, I wonder people know how impactful, negatively this thing will have on us. But I will stop there, and then you can flow. When I'm ready, I'll join you.
Yeah, even the other day, somebody sent me a clip of Mr. C, the guy who owns Front Page Africa's appearance on the Spoon Network thing. And while they were on the show, I think one of our senators from Maryland County called the old man Blebo Brown. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. The senator from Maryland County. It turns out one of the police chiefs that is being investigated, I think the chief of patrol is his wife nephew or something like that, and he adopted this guy from baby. So the guy is his son basically. And when I listened to the senator talk, the senator say he was disappointed to hear the news, and that he reached out to his son, and I think Mr. Waterspoon was asking if his son was in jail, and what he explained indicated that his son was not in jail, but that his son told him that he didn't know what he was. The only mistake he made was not to find out what was in the thing that he was transporting to that place that the people eventually took the drugs from, but that somebody called him. He got a call.
Yeah.
Okay, that somebody called him. So it tells you the chief of patrol will be getting instruction from people higher than him in the ranks of the Liberia National Police, right? They were also investigating other guys. So when all of these things are happening, they do not send a very good image of our country relative to this drug trafficking issue. So as Liberian people, this is something that should concern all of us. Because when do it, everybody say they want to be in a green can, in a blue can, in a purple can, pink can. Therefore, the more will not get no country. Because that's the other day when the Americans and the Mexican special forces ended one of the cartels' guy life. You remember in Mexico?
Yeah.
The entire Mexico was shut down for 24 hours. The guys went on the rampage in Mexico. Every major city in Mexico you can think about, there was stuff going on there. Small Liberia. Let us focus on the bigger picture. They are what politics here. We'll stay for politics, but when we get country, we'll not be able to do politics anyway, except in our country.
And then there are some things that remain factual and that cannot be disputed, right? So in June 5th to June 8th, there was arrest of $19 million worth of drugs at the airport. That's fact. How it got to this country, who owns it, all the details around that remains scanty. No real good information on that. So I don't know how you play politics with that. That's fact. You cannot dispute that. So Liberia, there was $19 million drugs worth that was busted at the airport. It still remains there. Investigation is still ongoing. Really heard much about that. Then recently, while that was going on, we just saw this 300 and they say 14, but BBC is reporting $370 million worth of drugs that was busted in the VOA area. That's fact. You can't change that. I don't care if you're a citizen, you're MDR man or UP man. That's fact. And all those things happen in Liberia. And then on the same day they did the busing VOA, from what we gathered to was there was also 2, I don't know, gallon or whatever container, something of meth. I was also captured in Royceville. And that's also a fact. So we're talking about meth. We're not talking about anything else. I don't know if some people in Liberia know what meth is or the implication of these things. So you can't erase it. And I don't think you go to Blackboard and go dry erase when you erase it. You say, okay, yeah, $19 million, it never happened. The $314 million never happened. The meth thing never happened. Those are facts. Those are actual information, things that really happen in Liberia. So as Liberian or any patriotic Liberian should sit back and think about it and say, okay, yeah, the investigation is going. Who did it? Who didn't do it? But this happened in our little small country called Liberia. What does this mean to the rest of the world? If you type it, if you Google it right now, anywhere, you will see that. And that's not a good image for Liberia. That's not good for we Liberians. Sooner or later, trust me, my brother, we'll start traveling now. You go into I think you say Liberia, the men will start overly inspecting you, checking your luggage. People can already do that. So where you coming from? Oh, I keep it Monrovia. When you got it today, you bring in your little GB medicine and things like that. Trust me, they will start. They used to do it before, but now it will even be worse than before. So those are the implications, and those are facts. I don't care who you are, where you're from, which party you're affiliated with. The fact remains fact that we have drugs issue in our country, and up to now, security and those who are investigating it have not told the Liberian people how the drugs got into the country. That remains to be heard. Those questions remains to be answered, and it's very, very troubling.
Thank you, CU. I will just follow up a question there. There is a saying always in Liberia that Liberian people think, that Liberian talk. It goes that when there is a major event, after a few days or few weeks, people forget about them, and no one asks question anymore. The government don't do anything about these things. Are you afraid that it might take the same trend with the drugs issue in Okuyonpa?
Well, I don't think so. I think there's a difference with this one. Even the 19 million, the 19 million has been around for longer than a lot of people expected.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks to the media people who have decided, because of the importance of this matter, that it remains in the public glare. And that's why we beginning to hear a lot of things as we're beginning to get somewhere very interesting in the 19 million thing. It's like when we're talking about the 19 million thing the last time, just saying I view it as just say, look at the food in here. They're talking about 19 million. You know what we're cooking here, I know those guys were listening to, maybe some might be listening to us tonight, as we found ways to bring an end to this kind of thing that's going on in our country. But man, the last thing I heard, they were even doing that grilled chicken and grilled meat and stuff. They're like, yeah, you'll be fooling us there with nothing but two coming shape almost $1 billion worth of cooking. What they call. So look, listen, there are good Liberians in Liberia, outside Liberia, who really want to see the best of Liberia, while the wicked ones will try to silence them. At the end of the day, they say the truth can never hide. While Liberians were thinking we were only discussing 19 million, we were made to know that people have been moving around with over $1 billion of cocaine in our country. That is a fact, like the CEO said. We can conclude that our country has become a staging ground for onward transportation of cocaine around the world. That is a fact. Nobody comes with $500 million worth of cocaine in your country for them to carry in the Atlantic Ocean to waste it there, carry up Nima margin to waste it there, carry up Wologisi margin to waste it there. No. It is in your country because it is from your country that it is used to go, it is moved into the locations that it's supposed to be. Now, people say, oh, but they're just using Liberia as a transit hub. That is very bad and has a damaging repercussion for our country. Importantly, and when you open Raspberry, when you open Raspberry and when you waste rest on ground, and you want to take all that Raspberry and put it in the bag, and secondly, the residue of cocaine could be used in Liberia by people who will take opportunity in that as well. That's why it is wrong in the first place to even bring it to our shows. All right? And so the government has a responsibility to the Liberian people. What I'm also beginning to suspect in Liberia is the people of Liberia are almost at the zenith of having no confidence with respect to this investigation from the government. And that is very bad. The government needs to address that. The fact that people are beginning to see through government narrative of these things, that you are not presenting the information as they should, is dampening confidence in the government. And it is not a good thing for the citizens of a nation to have lack of confidence in government's information. It's not good. I know people who may be wearing the green jersey or blue jersey or purple jersey may think otherwise. But what is the fact here is God decided this time this must be exposed.
He did.
Because there were some that left our country.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This one was brought to light. And if anything were to ring a bell in Liberian people's ear, that other one that they were holding, that people holding back arrest the last time, should now make Liberian people to know that no, we have a much bigger situation on our hand that requires all of us to be honest with ourselves first and to be truthful to the Liberian people to try to bring an end to this drug issue, or else we'll not have a country called Liberia very soon.
And let me answer your question, Junior. Which is a sad thing to say. Oh, it will be a Liberia thing. It always happening. 2 weeks thing. But like Jay said, this one is a little different. You can tell that it has been treated differently. Now, the U.S. I'm not even going to talk about a European. The U.S. is interested in preventing any country from being used as international hotspot for international drug trafficking, because it goes to Europe. The next place coming is the U.S. So America is not going to sit and watch. I can tell you that for sure. The reason why over the years they have been holding back, they have not, because look, before the U.S. Act, before Washington gets involved, they want to have some evidence. They want to be they will get involved on evidence-based investigation. So before then, some of them are scanty. I say it was a little different. But this is something you don't even need to be a law enforcement officer, or you don't need to be from the security background to realize that the facts that I listed earlier today, 19 million plus 370 million, almost $500 million drugs going through there. Those are fact, evidence-based and stuff. So Washington is not going to sit by and watch Liberia become a hotspot for drug trafficking. I can tell you that for sure. The way they work, where they're not looking at us, they do that work in ways that people don't understand. They'll do it and they'll get quiet, but they are watching and they are working and they are taking notes and they are doing stuff. They're not coming go there with gun and you see somebody with FBI shirt on or DA shirt on and all those things. It's mostly done covertly, and they don't take drugs issue lightly. Other presidents before our current president took it seriously, but our current president actually got that on his chest that he take drug business very, very seriously. When he said Africa, whatever countries, when it comes to drugs, he doesn't feel of it. I don't know if you remember something happened in Nigeria, and because people thought that he said an African was there, he was not going to intervene when those guys were slaughtering Christians in Nigeria, and we know what he did there, what happened there. So if people think that this is going to be one of those cases where the Liberia thing, that's no 2 weeks thing, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. We're talking about $500 million drug. So what I can say for fact, based on history, based on what I know, based on my study and my reading and my background in in finance and everything, I can tell you for sure that they will find out, they will track, people will be reprimanded. Watch this. Just take my word for it. You can mark this. There will come a time. It will be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, even 4 years from now, 5 years from now. They'll catch some people who are involved with this from a financial background, from money transferring, money laundering thing, and they'll grab them and try to persecute them and say this was based on so thing that happened in 2026, the drugs thing that they caught at the airport, the drugs thing that they caught in Liberia. So that's how they work. They build evidence. So I don't think it's going to slide. I don't think it's going to go sideways. I don't think it's going to be a Liberia thing because this thing affects everybody. It affects the U.S. and it affects the Europeans. They are not going to sit and allow their interest to be something. I don't know if you got to start the amount of people that die from cocaine in Europe is staggering on a daily basis. So this is something that is very, very serious. And it's not going to go down like that. They can play fun with it. People can laugh and still and think they are making money. They're enjoying. They will cover up the guy, the number whatever bosses here and there, covering all here and there. But when it comes to that point, when Uncle Sam Washington gets involved, which they have already gotten involved, I can tell you that it's not going to go free. If you remember, before even the latest drug bust, or even the first one, I made a statement about it. Before the second one, I said there's going to be more. There will be more things that will start doing, and Uncle Sam is not going to let this slide. Jay said something about who knows how many consignment that went through. This is not an isolated incident. The thing been happening, and they are comfortable. And you got to remember, like, bro, you can give something to a motorbike rider, man, go drive that thing to Kennedy for me. He's not going to say no. He's not going to check in there. He's not going to investigate what you're giving to me. Like the police officer, the senator's son, they asked to escort that consignment. He never asked question. The boss called him, man, please give cover to that thing that going over there. And he did exactly what he told you to do. So imagine the ones that have happened before that have been happening. So those guys are comfortable in Liberia. They were comfortable in Liberia doing this because they have given them the safe haven. They have given them that trust. Comfort level is just massive. Watch the guy from Colombia, one of the suspects. See their behavior. See their body language. See how comfortable they are because they know that nothing's going to happen to them. They know they got people who will protect them. They know this is all about show, right? Show. They think they're just doing that thing to be able to cover up. But now they're not there for role, one day for master. And all those that are getting their riches through drug trafficking allegedly, or through any kind of dubious means, that will come that day of reckoning for them. It happens all the time. Who knew that we were going to be here today? Nobody knew. Nobody knew. So to answer your question, I don't think Washington is going to let it go. I don't think it's going to slide. They will continue to pursue it. It may be quiet for a certain time, but the pressure is on. They're not going to let this go.
Now, the video we've seen online, this question is going to Mr. Kuyonpa. The video that we've seen online regarding those those believed to be Colombian, threatening the peace and security of Liberia, there were names called. We heard the name Jojo Boaka and all of that. Do you think it is a probable cause for those involved, like the Liberia National Police or NSA, to call Jojo Boaka to confirm that?
Well, firstly,
So some-
I have not watched the video. But
I would
if-
try to wait for
Yeah, but
you. I
even
mean,
if I watch the video, it has to be corroborated, right? For you to get to the point where you want to call. Remember now, the individual in question happens to be a member of the first family. All right, that's the highest level in our country. And so it can be because a certain video has appeared on the internet that will then give law enforcement the reason to go and call the son of the president for questioning. I mean, that's a big one. All right, that's bringing directly the presidency into this whole issue. And as a patriotic Liberian, I wouldn't want to encourage any law enforcement acting on a video that has not been corroborated. Okay, there's a video appearing on the internet. You and I are aware that people put stuff on the internet every day. All right, people put stuff on the internet. Most of the time, they are not accurate. All right, so it can be on the basis of just a video being on the internet that the son of the once you call the son of the president around this issue, you have dragged the presidency into it. And as a patriotic Liberian, I would not want to encourage that on just a mere video on the internet.
thank you. This leads me to my next question. By all means, there are people who are supposed to protect our border. One may say these people are not funded well. That's why we don't have them everywhere. But we have we have the immigration, the Liberia Immigration Service. We also have those people protecting our sea. We have the Port Authority. We also have those people taking care of the air and all of that. Do you think too it's about time that the president also called them too and asked them what is going on? How you guys taking care of our borders? That these things are entering our country, we don't know about them.
Even though I'm not in the government, but based on my time in the government, I'm certain those questions have been asked, or those questions are being asked by the relevant authorities. Right? You got your National Security Council, you got the National Security Advisor, you got the Minister of Justice. I'm sure these questions are being asked. Now, that leads me to bringing another side to finding a way in which our country can try to put an end to this scourge that is about to damage our country. Listen, you got immigration officers are making $100, $150, or let's say immigration officers are making $200, $300. Let's just say $400. Let's say $500 for the sake of this argument.
But man, I'm making that money.
No, I'm just saying. Let's just put it to that amount. Let's just say $500. You and I are aware that cartels operate on cash operation.
Raw cash.
They operate on raw cash. How many Liberians who are earning $500 will be able to turn down $10,000 just to turn the eyeball one side? How many? They may do it for one day, but the next time, trust me, there is a certain possibility that they will allow you to go. So this now leads to the legislature. I know by this time, the budget discussion have started because our new fiscal year that December to December now, it's not, June to July, like that. And so I will assume that the legislature will be pushing for an increment in the salaries of law enforcement officer. If we want to fight drugs, this is another way that we can begin fighting drugs in our country. You can't be paying people $100, $200. People coming in the country with $7, $8, $9, $10 million raw cash and prepared to dish out $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. And you say things will not happen, it's not possible.
But Jay, I think I want to add defer you a little bit there. And what you're saying is true if it's on a smaller scale, right? Everything about immigration officers standing their ground and on a smaller scale, I would get that. But if you're getting a call from your boss telling you, my man, let that consignment go, it starts up there, right? So,
and you and I agree on that. But I'm saying, listen, right? I'm not saying drugs don't come to this country. Drugs come to this country.
Oh
But
yeah.
law enforcement officers that are involved know that they are doing at a greater risk to their family.
Right.
Because being in law enforcement, you know what your family are benefiting, what your children are benefiting, and all these sort of things, right? Your retirement, what it looks like, and all that, right? For them to get involved, they'll think twice. Like, am I doing this just for today? And I run the risk of losing all of these tremendous benefit that me and my family are going to be getting, even after retire, doing retirement and all that. And so we got to make the environment decent in a way that people will still do stuff, or let them have some thought process going into making that decision that they want to make. That does not excuse higher ups using their authorities to make things happen, as we're seeing in this case. Because when you have a police chief for patrol, right, telling you that he got a call, of course his subordinate is not going to call you and tell you let it pass. All right, we're very logical people. It has to be somebody higher up in the chain, right, who must have given him that instruction for him to what it call. And then another lesson that should be taken from this is law enforcement officer, given the way things are in our country, if your superior calls you to do something, it is your responsibility to verify what's in what that you're going to be giving escort to, because the law not going to excuse you. The law not going to excuse you. So that's something that law enforcement officers in our country should learn from as well.
Thank you. Now, we've taken at least more than 1 hour on this drug discussion, and I'm liking the way it's going. We've discussed all the possible problems and all of that. Before we go to the next issue here, I want you to give us a recommendation that you think the government can work with.
So, firstly, the president of the country has to make some bold and hard decisions to save the image of our country. If this thing just go like the way we say go on a Liberian, I can say 1 week discussion, everything goes so I finish. Trust me, the image of our country will be damaged forever. You don't have $500 million drug being discovered in your country for onward shipment to where, and nothing drastic is done from the president. The president has to be encouraged by his advisors to make some hard decisions, to send a message that Liberia is not, will not, and should never become a haven for drug traffickers. Unless something like that happens, the image of our country will be wrecked. I'm telling you. And I don't know this thing about power in Liberia. Power is a temporary thing. No one gets power forever. Why are we prepared to do any and everything to attain power that you will not be in forever? Today, President Taylor is serving a 50-year term in England. If you had said this to any of his handlers, 1997, after he won that election, they would slap in your ear 4 times. Madame Sirleaf is no longer president of the country. She's former president of the country today. Who would have thought we would be discussing the presidential Liberia without discussing Madame Sirleaf today? But she's former president. President Weah, in 2018, if you had said to any of his close confidants that 2023 he will be former, 2024 he will be former president, they will say you drinking liquor through your ear and your nose and everywhere. But today he's former president. President Samuel Kanyan Doe, for God's sake, was president for 10 years. If you had said this to President Doe in 1985, that you will not be president after September 1990, he would have said you are the stupidest man in the world. He, former president, unfortunately, is not alive today. All right? President William Howard Tubman, who was there for 27 years, had to leave. He died. No longer president. So listen, I don't know why it said we don't learn from the history of our country as current leaders of our country. You think you will be in power forever? No. Your time will come, it will pass. Liberian people will get tired with you. When Atanka will get tired with you, they will go to another person. That's the way it is. Now, while you are there, stop creating enemies for yourself. Do what is best for our country and its people. Forget about this personal issue with other people, settling scores here, settling scores there. Listen, thousands of Liberians die innocently in that country simply because other people decided to settle schools. Other people decided to settle school. Oh, and the men who put your pa in jail the last time and they beat your pa, they didn't want your pa. And the men who didn't want your man, or that men who are thinking it's what they call. Let us learn from our past. When the people of Liberia gave you leadership, they give it to you for you to create the environment that they will find work to do, that they will live in a country that is peaceful, that is respectful of everyone. That is what leadership is supposed to be. Because your turn to, and I can say, this too will come to pass. It will certainly come to pass. We don't want a country where when one leadership moves from there, another leadership can, then everybody trying to just go and call the neighbor, all the other people in the other leadership. It means we'll be in one vicious cycle. It means we'll not be going anywhere. The time we should take to think about development and investment opportunities to create job opportunities for our people, we'll be thinking about settling schools with other people. That, my people, is wrong. Let us discourage that from the minds of our leaders today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Thank you. Now, taking you to Nima, see you want to say something there before we go to Nima?
Yeah. I want to say something about the drugs thing before we go home. We'll go to Nima, kind of we'll go to the man favorite county. One thing that people, are not taking seriously, I think I mentioned that is about that video, right? The video that I think you asked about. Several IT folks have confirmed that it is not an AI generated video. Okay. Honorable Ability made a post on Facebook and he confirmed his own IT folks confirmed that it was not AI generated video. AI generated in terms of someone got AI all over the place, people can make videos. So that's not it. It's a real video that was made by real people. Okay. So when he made that comment, Sam Gay, who's the EPS director, I think that's his title, the big security person in Liberia, he went under the post and confirmed that this is not an AI generated video, but it is being used for propaganda purposes. Okay. So if you sit back and think, this is not something that was fabricated. Somebody made it. People made it. It goes back to the point that I was making before about the implication of this. People that are involved with it in terms of those that are even making the video, what's their intent? What's their intention? You could tell in the video that whoever made that video was hurt. Insulting and talking about their money and allegation here and there, the amount of money that was there, the amount of drugs, the amount that was shown on TV was different, but all that stuff. I don't know about the fact surrounding that. But for me, the fact that someone like the EPS director can come on social media and state that this video is not an AI generated video it tells me a lot. It says a lot, and I think people should take that should look into that seriously, especially the security folks. You talk about if it's going to be a 1 day, 2 day thing. This way, I also think that international community is going to join into this and look into this, and so the government can trace anything, they can confirm anything, even that stuff. That video got number on it and all that stuff. It got numbers on it. So this is serious stuff. I think it's very serious. I think our people should take it seriously. That video, if it's indeed a authentic video, is troubling, and people need to look into that. Now, if it's done for propaganda, why propaganda? Who doing the propaganda? Is it the drugs folks who are doing it? to be able to scare their folks from doing something, or who's behind it? And I think Liberian people should know, we should not just do everything politics. Oh, that AI thing, man, I'm doing it, and they just talk about it on social media and forget about it. In any constructive, really good structured country or civilized country, you will see people, the security force will be giving update to the citizens of that country. Right? If it was in the US, you would see joint security people giving update on certain things, disclaiming certain things, saying certain things is right. Maybe it's from the security background. I'm not a security guy, but if you leave people in doubt, if you leave the general population in doubt, you open rooms for speculation, and that can be also troubling. And then there were the news people, the media people come in, start to do their own digging, investigative work. It's troubling.
Yeah. I want to agree with you totally. And let's take around a little bit on the drug issue also. When I spoke earlier about the issue of confidence, right? Now, there's this musician in Liberia, this young musician. I think he has a Nimba or origin or something like that. I don't Raw Bucky.
Bucky Raw.
I watched a video of Bucky Raw being arrested, disgraced for what we call grass opium in Liberia, right? Now the government is always very swift when it comes to people in opposition in terms of arrest, processing, and all that. When it comes to the government itself, there is this very teamed approach on how to go about doing things. All of these things raises suspicion of double standard. They all will trigger down to lack of confidence in the government processes. And it is not good. Because somebody wears purple shirt or green shirt or blue shirt doesn't make them different from other Liberians. See how long it took for them to even charge the King person. I think it's the Paul King, right? How long did it take? I listened to the Justice Minister the other day when he was talking about confiscation of the property where they took the drug from. It was at that point that he also said the King property will be confiscated. But listen, the King property was identified as the place that 19 million drug was for over a month. Why you didn't announce to the public ever since? Because the drug law says wherever you find drug, there shall be FOC for the government. Why you thinking the government is not upright in terms of information regarding the fight against drugs? And because of that, there are a lot of mistrust or distrust from the public. And it is not good. When you do it like that, let me go into our Liberian way. When you all that, and you can make people think there's something where you hiding. And when you make people to think there's something where you hiding, they will just make a blanket and say the whole government behind this thing. And it's not supposed to be that. So the government should be able to come up with information as quickly as possible and as transparently as possible. Because when you leave gray area, people will speculate. And when people begin to speculate, there's nothing you will do about it to change their perception about a certain thing that's been discussed in the country. And so this drug fight here, it has to be everybody, not because you government person, it means you don't want to get it right to talk about the drug thing. If somebody see drug thing somewhere, they might talk it. The way we can fight it is when you see it, you talk it. When you see funny thing happening around you, talk it. Call your next friend, say, my man, something a funny thing happening around you. What they call, let's talk it. Because at this point, we can't sugarcoat now. The drug cartel is established in Liberia. That is a fact. Like the other day we were on here, my brother, how to call him Frederick, say he want to debate with me on the drug business.
I called the man. I reached out to the man. I invited the man. The man read my message. He responded again.
I wonder he prepared to come talk about they drug business again. Because your man before we got to more money, they got to more money, they went to about one other big one that what they call again. All right. What is it that we're doing here? We all love Liberia, not because we're not in the government today. It means we can talk about Liberia. Liberia is where we all find our happiness. So we want our society to be as thriving as possible so that when we're there, we feel okay. And we're all political actors and have a stake in Liberia, regardless of us not being in political power today. We should have the right to talk about things that are affecting our country. And that's what some of us will choose to do.
Yeah, and let me add to the Bucky stuff there. You know, when it started the whole DA thing, LDA, whatever that name is, so they had their Facebook Live thing where they would go live when they catch the person, they would go live and they would show it from the start all the way to the finish. They did that. They would do that. It was really good stuff, man.
What happened with the Facebook Live now?
I don't know if they still have their page.
You saw that guy face? That white guy face?
Yeah. The way I was going.
You see that guy looking?
Yeah. That's where I was going. So they did the same thing to everybody. They did it to my Peking Bucky Raw. You know, they put the Peking, he and brother Alvin, they put in the trunk of the pickup, handcuff them all over the place. Everyone something. But guess what? These guys, the Colombian guys, when they took them to the Painesville courthouse, the men were chilling. They put them in, they put in the car itself, the pickup. Then the other suspected Liberian that they caught, they put in the pickup bag. Right, so the men are relaxing, the men are comfortable. They're treating the men differently as compared to the other Liberians. You don't see LDA
like when you say now $500 million worth of goose.
Yeah. so the man they're picky and choosy when it comes to that. But that's the sad part. And then when you do that, it sends message. It sends a message.
So, another thing is when if they confiscate their money for not real because.
Oh, that one part is
based on what we know, you can't have that quantity of cocaine and you get at least $1 million cash on you because it's about movement.
Yeah.
So what, the government not coming clean to all? Because one of the reasons that the government lost the case during the CDC administration was the issue of the money that was seized during that raid. When the government could not come out with the money, that was one of the grounds that the judges had to set the guards free. So it said that we're about to do replay.
Yeah. So they are not really coming for. So we have one of our colleagues on here, Councillor Canio. And I asked him the same question, and he clearly stated the reason Bucky's situation was different as compared to the one that happened at the airport. And he said the reason was they caught Bucky with it to a crib and they said so and so, but the one at the port was a little different. So I'm going to invite him on here and see what his take would be on this one. Right, because they want, and I'll put the airport, they call the man right to VOA, right in the crib there.
Need a send your brother, man.
Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. I think they are not, the more because when you talk, they say that security, they are investigating. We don't even know if the $19 million and the 314 million drugs case, if they are even connected. We don't know that. We don't know what happened to the first guys that are not in the country that they charged. We don't know what happened to. We don't know anything about the case. It's going there. Everybody focusing now on this. Jay, you got to remember now. So when it comes to the drug issue, one thing for me, again, I stand to be corrected. One thing I have figured is not only one cartel they have in Liberia,
and that's the troubling trend.
Yeah.
The way things are going, it tells me you got one or two other groups of people operating in the country.
And now that's my next point. People don't know the implication of that. So, do you know the men can fight each other?
Of
The men
course,
they can blow each other cover up.
that leads me to wanting to say
Okay.
a movement of that quantity of drug require maximum protection. Assuming what you're saying is accurate about the existence of another cartel in the country. So the movement of that kind of thing by one cartel to its safe house will require maximum protection, and maximum protection, unless we are trying to say that the cartel get their own army in Liberia that can protect the thing and to move from the play 1 to play 2. That one are Liberian people to decide. So we'll not be surprised one day we'll sit down in Morovia, the way some of our letters in Jawas will come. We just are hearing heavy gunfire in somewhere. But are two different group of people busting it somewhere for what they call problem. We now want that in our country. So we begging the people responsible for our protection. The issue here should not be swept under the carpet. Mr. President, you have to make a patriotic decision for our country. We are encouraging you. We are pushing you to make that patriotic decision, because when Liberians talk to the Qs on November 14, 2023, they did so with the belief that you will protect them, you will defend them, you will defend the territorial integrity of our country. At this point, you are the president for all of us, and not only UP people. So you have to make a decision that will protect all of us and our generation to come. Why you are our president?
You know, John, before you come in, this is going to be my last. I know I'm too much on this, but this is my last on this topic. As they say, the saying in Liberia goes, goat and sheep luck are not the same. So if people think that what happened before under the CDC regime, the $100 million thing happened and then nothing happened, and you think that it will be the same thing this time around, I think you are mistaken. It's not going to be the same thing this time around. The thing that happened before, maybe the men slide or some way, somehow, and you think it's going to happen to you, I don't think so. Yeah, it's a good as sheep blood. And you see how hard this is and how international wires carrying it, how everybody talking about it, and it's still been there. And I foresee more drug busts coming. I don't think this is the last. Within the next few weeks or months, I don't think this is the last. We'll continue to see that, because there's a lot of things in there. You cannot have this amount of drugs in Liberia. The one being busted, 19,314,000, and you just say that's all to it. Yeah, it's all in the community, and will be more. There will be more coming out. There'll be more coming. The concern that I have now is when these guys are even caught and brought to justice and and do other things. The men got money in jail. The way that they got it work, it's not just security. So it's going to go to the court eventually. And then you will have the judge and the papi, then they're not making a lot of money. And then the court will have to come in and then decide.
That's why.
So the whole thing is.
Yeah, that's why you have to stop it from taking hold in our country.
Right.
To avoid all the things that you just talked about, because these things are real. After all of these things are said and done, it will go to the court, and human beings like you and myself will have to come down with a guilty verdict. If it's a judge trial, if it's a bench trial, or a full jury trial. Full jury trial, that Liberian people, ordinary Liberian people, who will have to make a decision to render these people guilty or not guilty. And then you see the complexity with that sort of things. Knowing what cash can do, raw cash can do in the world, because not Liberia alone.
No, not Liberia. No. So people have to take this. I think it's a good time for people to reflect. We joke a lot. We play politics a lot. We change topics a lot. We blame. We do blame game. So when you take over, right? The reason why people voted for you to come and take over is because they believe in you. They believe that you will be able to do better than the previous administration. And the reason why your government lost, your administration lost the election was simply because of drugs, allegedly drugs. The current administration campaign pounded that thing home on the Kush stuff and everything. It was because of this. We're talking about Kush and we're talking about all those things. Now, you talk about, so you can't say, oh, it happened, the thing been in existence for 6 years, for more than 5. It doesn't matter. You there now. So you are the head and you take responsibility. The people voted for you because they believe that when you come, you will change the whole drugs thing. So now, people I see the argument on Facebook that,
like, for me, I don't entertain people who will come to find a solution to this problem that we're having in our country and wanting to begin by doing weird time. I don't entertain that kind of discussion. For me, you're unpatriotic. You don't love your country. That's why you're trying to make it an administration issue. This is something that is affecting our country. How dare you want to sit and want to talk about that other administration? You decided to make the issue of drug and administration business.
Yeah.
And like I said in my opening, seditionists are within their right to make this cocaine thing a Unity Party problem for Liberia.
Yeah, they did the
same
thing. Yeah.
Because Unity Party did the same thing. But I'm saying, at the end of the day, we have one common denominator here, and that's Liberia. All right? What we ought to do now is to say, drug business started from Charlie King time. Every administration in the history of Liberia have had to deal with their own drug issue, some way, somehow. Where we are now, it has taken a different dimension. And this one calls for all hands on deck, irrespective of your political party. Because when our country is classified as a narco state, it will not just affect CDC, Unity Party, or all the other parties, in the country. It will be affecting every Liberian. So it beyond our regular political discourse in Liberia. And we will run the risk of losing our beloved country, Liberia. Because when these individuals take over Liberia, you think having a guy would have come from Indiana to go say he get studio in Liberia, he come and talk about what no. The next day, the whole family will be gone. You think Abdul Kwemba will come and say, oh, he going to sit down in Zwale, to go say something, oh, my Zwale people. No! So we will have zero place to call home. So let us start this whole patriotic thing about, CDC town. Those in Unity Party who are saying, in CDC town, should be ashamed of themselves. They even want to be talking this thing 3 years down the road in the Unity Party administration. All right? You're not talking about how Liberians can come together to stop this thing from taking over our country, and you're then talking about those CDC town, what they call CDC town, what they call ANC town, what they call NDP town, what they call NPP town. I see we're talking about Liberia, then you're talking about CDC town. That's for me. People who made it, I don't even entertain discussion with them because you're not serious for me to talk to you about finding solution to this issue. I don't waste my time with those kind of people.
Yeah, and that's the most discouraging part. They will say we for me, the point that you are breaking, quote unquote, the cartel, you're doing that, which is good. We want that to happen, but you can't blame it on CDC because you are there now, and the people names that they are calling, the people that have been, linked to this are people who are in the administration. So the people. This one came from them directly. We talk about the 106 who allegedly took 10 grand for providing comfort for those guys. He's in the administration. They try to tie into CDC. How can you tie the man to CDC when he was brought on board by the current IG, who's with you guys? So it's just interesting. And I think also it's sad for people to start pointing fingers at folks who were there before. You are there now, so fix it.
Look, and then all of these things are happening in our country, sadly, because uh, there is little or no opportunity for people in Liberia. And so the issue of political party and party in power is a way of people surviving. It's the way of people finding their daily bread. And so because of these sort of things, you will see people acting in some strange ways, all right, just to be able to protect what they have that's providing, food for them and their families. So I get it. But when it get to a certain point where the existence of your country is in serious question, then you have to take off that thing about protecting, because when a cartel take over the country, you don't have no job to say you protecting. What you'll be protecting will be how bullet don't touch you tomorrow morning. That's why you'll be focused on. And so let's be able to let us look at it in a way that saves the future of our country. All right. Yes, I get it. That's why when a government comes there, the government primary focus should be what is it that this administration can do to open up opportunities for young people in our country to get job. People too less busy in Liberia. When people start to work in Liberia, all the political tension, all these things will vanish. Because when you get your job to go that will give you your $1, $2 tomorrow, when you come from working 8 9 hours a day, the first thing that comes in your mind is to go sleep to prepare for work the next day. But because we don't have opportunities for these young people, they've all gravitated to politics, and rightfully so, because they see other people who didn't even have $100 in a bank account. Once they got political power, in less than 4 5 months, being one 300,000 hot, 400,000 hot. So everybody realized that, oh, then politics and governance is the only is the way that I can become a money man. I can get money to pay house and get plenty of money, plenty of cars and all that. That's why you see all this tension, fighting, people looking at red coin in the purple to be able to protect whatever little job they have to sustain their and their family. So we have to address the issue of unemployment in the country. The government has to do that. When we do that, we'll be in this vicious cycle all of the time. So it doesn't surprise me for people to look at something and just decide to just say, no, that thing doesn't exist, even though they know it exists for all intents and purposes, right? So these are things that we gotta pay attention to in the country. So don't people don't I don't like I said, I don't entertain discussion from them because I know from where they come.
Thank you. We'll go for this break. You come back, we dive into the other discussion here this evening. How beautiful can it be on Liberia 179 birthday to have on the show Anthony Quionpa,
I am proud to
former deputy minister
be a Liberian.
with our portfolio and former representative of electoral district 3 Nima County.
I don't care
Joining us here discussing
what anybody goes.
issues affecting Liberia too as well.
Hey, I will jump and sing and shout hooray, cause today is our Independence Day.
And of course, today is our Independence Day, man.
Liberia, oh our day. Liberia,
On behalf of the management and workforce of BKS TV,
we are
BKS Foundation,
free.
BKS radio station, we extend our happiest
Liberia,
Independence Day celebration to all Liberians, home and abroad.
Liberia, our day. Liberia, we are free. Cause today is our day. Liberia now my country, now my motherland, land I be where them bomb me. That's why I started the hustling. So if you don't know me, don't.
And so that's it. That's where all of us started hustling too as well. Onokyongpa, welcome to the show. Gradually, we moving up to 2029. Political discussion has started already and all of that. Recently, the House of Representatives voted to pass a threshold in Liberia, giving 2 seats to Nima County. As big as we are, as populated as we are, we receive not more than 3 seats. What say you? Do you think we need additional seats across the country? If yes, do you think Nima was treated fairly? And also, how would you rate the current caucus? Are they being vocal on issues that affect Nima?
They begin here putting me on the hard bench tonight, but I like it. It's good. Where's the CEO?
I think he's coming. He's coming.
I would have somebody prepare that question and send it for you to.
No. That
The way you are taking time to ask the question. But listen, there's no question as big for Anthony Plumper. I am a very transparent person. I try to be in my in everything that I do. Right now, that bill has gone up to the Senate. I've been hearing some senators speaking of their opposition to that bill. Due to financial reasons, right? So whether the Senate will concur with the lower house remains to be seen. But let's assume that the Senate concurs and the president eventually signs it into what they call, right? And 3 additional seats is given to Nimba County. The issue of representation is not something that I will ever speak against. I think our people need representation, but we need proper representation. Because you see the Capitol building there, it is the biggest theater of politics in our country. When we're electing leaders from our counties, it is important to elect people with political clout and political weaponry. People who enters a room and people know someone or people have entered the space. When we continue to elect people on the basis of our church or our chiefdom or our clan, we can have 40 representatives in Capitol building. It will yield to nothing. It will yield to nothing. So it's not the quantity of representation that will trigger improvement in the living conditions of our people. It is the quality of representation that will trigger the improvement that we also desire to move our county forward. I listened to the communications director from the office of the speaker, Representative Richard Kuhn. And he explained the reasoning behind the apportioning of seats to counties. And it made a lot of sense to me, in all honesty, because he talked about some threshold thing. Maybe you need to find that interview. I think he did that with I think it was Freedom FM, one of their morning shows. I think Freedom, they call it Freedom Morning Rush. He did that interview and he really explained, and it made me to understand why Nimba was giving the seats and why certain counties are not getting any seat at all, right? And so it made a lot of sense to me. So I would want to look at it from that perspective, but importantly, look at the issue of quantity vis-a-vis quality. All right. Today, and I'll hold the other one for you to ask me your other question about, then I will start to talk about that. So for me, it's not the matter of how many lawmakers we send there that will trigger improvement in the living conditions of our people, but it's the quality of people. And so with the 3 additional seats, assuming the Senate will concur with the lower house, let us bring in leaders that have the mental fortitude, the capacity to move in the house, to make their presence felt with the benefiting thing coming back to Nimba County.
Is it 3 seats or 2 seats? Before the proposed seat, I think it was 2, right? Yeah, it's 2.
2?
Yeah,
Okay,
2.
yeah. So whether 2 or 3, my thing is not the quantity of seats, but it's the quality of the people that we send there will determine the dividend coming back to Nimba County.
Now, this takes me to my next question. Nimba is the second largest and second most populated county in Liberia. District number 3, where you hail from, is one of those districts that contributes to Liberia revenue annually. District 3 holds ArcelorMittal Liberia. When I heard you were coming on the show, a few people called me and said, Anthony, I've been very quiet on the district. It's not being vocal. Things are not happening to our satisfaction. The district received social corporate benefit from ArcelorMittal. It passes through the county administration. Specific funding goes to the district. But we are yet to identify how many projects have been undertaken under this regime. We are also yet to identify whether or not the district representative have been going for district sitting and they have been identifying projects. What say you, Anthony Kuyompa? Will you keep quiet for your people, or it is about time that you start speaking on issues that affect them?
Well, I've always spoken on issues. It's just of late that I've been appearing on your platform, but I've tried to, because I'm currently in the country, and when I'm in the country, I do massive media engagement while I'm there. But when I'm outside, I would normally do the KVP thing, and I would try. When I'm in Liberia this time, I will try to get in touch with all the different guys from the different stations there, including you guys, that I will, try to appear on as much as I can. Now, the representative in district number 3 is very disappointing. Let me say, it's taken me almost 3 years to begin constructively engaging the representative, because that's the way I do my politics. I constructively engage. All right. To my recollection, our representative has not informed the district as to his input in the ArcelorMittal amendment.
He voted for it.
What was his input? I know he voted for it, but he voted for it on the basis of what? What was his input relative to impacting sufficiently district number 3? He has yet to come to the people of district number 3 with that. I heard the last time people were passing around, they say he submitted a bill about some technical university or technical college.
Technical vocational college.
Technical vocational college and all that. But my question to the representative, as good as a technical college for complicity may sound, what was your input when the issue of ArcelorMittal amendment came around? What did you include in that amendment that would directly impact the people of district number 3? And that thing was done months ago. We have not gotten an official statement from the office of the representative of district number 3. That is disappointing, because that will speak volume about what your view or what your take or what your vision about our district relative to ArcelorMittal's operation in it is like. Another information that reached me, you talk about social or County or District Development Fund. Our lawmaker took some of the projects, and I'm still trying to gather all of the information, and had one of his key supporters in the district, one Mr. John Badier, to create a company overnight, giving some project to complete. Giving a project to do. That company is yet to complete the project, and there's been a lot of hullabaloo around it. This is not leadership. The people of District Number 3 did not elect you for you to elect you. For you to give contract to your inner circles. That's not the reason why the people of District Number 3 elected you. And so there are a lot of things that we can speak on that we may not have the time to speak on, that I think are so discouraging about our representative. And now that I've entered my opposition period now, because like I said to you, I gave the representative a grace period to see what would be those things that he would do as a leader of our people. Now we are at the point where I will begin to critique him constructively. And so he can be assured that his every decision taken will be...
You are one of the stakeholders from... You are one of the stakeholders from the district. You don't just represent the district, but also the county and the country at large. Since the representative took office, have you guys spoken before about any policy issue that you've recommended things to him? Has he tried reaching out to you for other recommendation regarding to the district?
So I remember one or two nights into the counting of results, when it became apparent that we will not win the election, I took my phone and called. Our current representative did not pick up. He did not answer. I called on 2 occasions. So 1 week later, when I had gone back to Monrovia, after NEC had announced that he was representative-elect, I called and he answered, and I congratulated him and told him I'm available to work with you in any way, how, for the betterment of our district. A year later, I reiterated that when appearing on the Calm Voice of Peace radio station. Unfortunately, the representative has not reached out, which is his prerogative, may I state also. If and when he reaches out, if I have the ability or the means or the know-how to assist for the betterment of District Number 3, I will do, despite the fact that I am going to challenge him for the representation of our people in 2029. I do not see me contesting in 2029 as any hindrance to lending my assistance where necessary for the betterment of our people.
Thank you. Again, if you just joined us here tonight on the show, we're hosting Anthony Nkuyunkpa, former representative candidate of electoral District 3, Nema County, and also former deputy minister for state with our portfolio. He joined us here as we discuss a couple of issues. Now we're in District 3, we're in Nema County, and all of that. Before I go to the next question, let me ask if the CEO have any question with him. We've been here with you now for over 2 hours, so.
I first say the man supporting the mayor. No, so I'm good. I'm watching. I'm following religiously, and I'm enjoying the the conversation, and we will be here to continue to. So you ask a question. If you have anything, I can come in there.
Okay. Well, I still have one or two questions, and then maybe after that we can let go of him here tonight. If you are there, you can join us, and let's try to wrap it up. Now, your district, where do you see lapses? How do you think the representative can work on those lapses, ranging from, because many a time they've been complaining. I spoke with one of his close confidants. They told me that the district is big; they cannot go everywhere. Recently, he was in Bapa town, and the people of Bapa expressed dissatisfaction that they've been left out when it comes to representation. They don't feel his impact. They don't feel the representative impact. Nothing of such. I'm also reliably told that the office of the representative do not have an office within the district. What say you on these things?
Well, putting on my political garment right now, I wouldn't want to encourage him to work on his lapses. So if he wants, he can open Atlantic Ocean and be swimming inside his lapses and ready all on a car. That's good for him. But when it comes to what he has to do constitutionally for the betterment of our people, I will shine light on those things. Okay? There are a whole host of things that we can talk about his lapses here, but it is not politically expedient for me to do so.
As a son of District 3 who hails from one of the affected towns of Asilamenta, do you think this current MDA extension that Asilamenta Liberia is operating on, do you think it's favorable for the people of Liberia, the people of District 3, the people of Nima?
And that's one of my disappointments. As at this moment, and I stand to be corrected, I do not believe our representative has informed the people of District number 3 on his input in that Asilamenta extension. He has also now gone around to inform our people about that MDA or the extension of the Asilamenta thing, and what are those things in that agreement that the people of District number 3 will be benefiting from. He has not done that. Those things are my disappointment. When the people elect you as their lawmaker, they elect you to represent them. And the way you represent them is when a major issue like the metal extension discussion was ongoing, it should have been your responsibility to update the people of District number 3 every step of the way. Because as you stated in your question, District number 3 has a huge portion that is considered affected community in the MDA. What did you say? What did you include? Because I'm inclined to know that views or input from the representative who comes from the district in which Meta still does 80% of our operation, that recommendation from that representative will be very weighty during any discussion of such. What was our representative input? We got a D not pass already. What was his input? We shouldn't wait 2029 for you to get on a flimsy excuse. And you know Anthony Quimba no. Because you know I work in government. And not being in government doesn't mean that I don't know what's happening in government. So
well,
those are
District 3,
disappointments.
District 3 things. District 3 students have been complaining that they hear from the affected community. Tomorrow, if ArcelorMittal leaves, some of these people will have nowhere to farm again. Some of them will have nowhere to even live because of the effect of the mining in that area. But there is no definite giving back, definite social corporate responsibility within the ArcelorMittal deal. For example, that students from the affected community, for example, we give them like 50 scholarship to travel abroad, not to stay in Liberia, to go to school. But these things are not working. You are also a stakeholder. It doesn't mean that the representative should be speaking about them every time. What have you done to in that regards to see how best ArcelorMittal can start giving back to the community, especially District 3?
Listen, ArcelorMittal is a legal company in Liberia, a legal company with a legitimate concession with the government and of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable Nneka Gay has the statutory and constitutional responsibility to represent the interests of the people of District Number 3. All Anthony Kuyonpa and other people can do is to advocate, but our advocacy is not as weighty as that of the constitutionally elected lawmaker, who the Constitution gives the responsibility to advocate on behalf of the people. Now, had I won the 2023 elections, you can be assured I was going to be either the chairman or vice chair on the Committee on Concession. That is very, very important. The Committee on Concession provides you an opportunity to work on a day-to-day basis with concessionaires across the country. By that, you will have day-to-day interaction and reviewing of the ArcelorMittal concession agreement with Liberia. You cannot be somebody from District Number 3 wanting to represent the people in District Number 3 and you did not familiarize yourself with the previous MDA to give you an understanding and or appreciation for what the new MDA should look like. But instead, our brother decided because he worked in foreign ministry, he should be the foreign, I think I got it, the
Committee of Foreign Affairs, the chairman of the Committee of Foreign Affairs.
All right. And you did not prioritize being one of the top two on the Committee on Concession. For me, I believe that was the kind of error that a representative from District Number 3 should not have made, because you need to be in on the day-to-day activity of concessionaires in the country, particularly ArcelorMittal, because that is the district that you represent. Especially given the fact that ArcelorMittal has more than 80% of our operation in the district that you represent. Almost 80% in the district that you represent. Come on, that should have been a priority of yours. He didn't do that. More to that, when they're having the amendment discussion, we all were around here. We've been following some stories going around. When did our lawmaker take to the podium to inform the people of District Number 3? We are having the MDA discussion, and because of this MDA discussion, these are the proposals that I'm taking to the committee in the interest of you, my people. None. Never happened. Then you asked me a question about the NEMA Legislative Caucus. Listen, as much as we respect the vice president of our country, who is also the son of Nimba County, we also should have representatives who are prepared to sit with the vice president and tell him this other thing here is not good, we can do it. But what I've come to realize with most of our representatives from Nimba County, everywhere the vice president go, is okay with majority of them. You're not supposed to be that. It mean when you disagree with the vice president, you not respect him as a representative. The people did not elect you because they wanted you to go and be yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir to the vice president. The people elected you to make independent decisions in their interests. So until we begin to have that mentality, we're going to have problems. And we're just going to make our leaders to look bad. Because you need a leader that will have people around him or her challenging them, challenging decisions to make the decision better for our people. So if you ask me, the NEMA Legislative Caucus, how are they operating? It's not to my 100% liking you, to be honest. Because I just one or two there who can have opposing view. Because you supported a government doesn't mean you agree with every policy from the government. Even if it doesn't reflect the aspiration of the people of Liberia. That's not what governance is. And I'm sure wherever the vice president is, he understands the agree fully. That you not everything the vice president does, you say yes, sir. No, you're a representative. Even when the vice president or when he was representative or senator, not everything Senator Johnson wanted he agreed with. 2017, Senator Johnson supported CDC. The vice president supported Unity Party. Even though everybody knew at the time he was Senator Johnson's son. He supported the Unity Party in 2017 election. Did it mean that he didn't respect Senator Johnson? No. But at a particular point, his view was different from that of Senator Johnson's view. That's the kind of approach we need to have, you know? So,
anyways,
apart from one or two, everybody else, anything Unity Party government say yes. That is. So me, that other one there, yeah. You know?
Thank you so much for being on here tonight. I spent a wonderful conversation, over 2 hours discussing issues affecting Liberia. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show here. That we discuss.
Especially on the 26th, we took a man from his 26th celebration.
America, yeah, you know nothing. You know the moment I abroad now. Then you join. I came call from Zwali to now. Yeah, the people celebrating in Zwali. America, from
how they do that? Yeah, I just scared.
Sleep and get ready for work tomorrow morning. That's all it is, man. You know. And that's why we need to be in Liberia where our happiness is, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why we want it to be better for not just us, but our unborn children too now, and, you know, unborn generation. And, you know, so that's how it's supposed to be. That's why when we talk about Liberia, we're passionate about Liberia. And when it comes to NIMBA, you know, we even, you know, we can want Toto more too, you know. So yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, so, you know, today, Tony, I was saying that, and I was like, few years ago, I used to be going from uncle house to auntie house. Uncle Antonio, uncle, and they didn't give me Antonio. But here we are today, far away from home. But it has been a wonderful conversation. I think this day was the perfect day to discuss issue affecting Liberia because we've come very far. We still have challenges, and then discussing these challenges and making recommendations to them. It wouldn't have been any other better day than July 26th, our Independent Day, and also our 179th birthday. Thank you for being on here tonight. In 2 minutes, give us your parting comment, Chief.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be on your show, CEO Jenian. I want to appreciate you guys in a special way. I want to appreciate the BKS TV management in a very special way. And I want to also let you guys know that we're family now. Some days are normally good days for me. Because, you know, only one thing we can do in America here is that's to hustle.
Yeah.
So me, I can hustle. You know, I'll tell the CEO the last time I said, shit, and the amount of hustle you're doing, I said, brother, no hustle on here. You know, some of us believe in working hard for what we earn.
Genuine.
All right. I never grew up wanting more than what I have, trying to live a life more than what I earn. I always try to live within my means, and I encourage Liberian people to live within your means. Whenever you start to want to live above your means, then you resort to thinking a lot of crazy things that will bring money to you, and some of which will get you into some very, very uncomfortable situations that some of which we are experiencing in Liberia today. The love for greatness in Liberia, the love for power, the love for riches is making some of our brothers and sisters to resort to doing a lot of unpleasant things that will affect our country. We want to encourage them. Be patriotic to your country. Stick within your means. If that 1,000 you're making, work your life around your 1,000 you're making. When God decides to move you up to 2,000, He will move you up to 2,000. Don't be living like somebody who's making 50,000 when you're only making 1,000. On that note, I want to appreciate the people of District Number 3, the people of Nimba, and of course, the Republic of Liberia. And to all my supporters, who be supporters, let's think about the Republic of Liberia in everything we do. Let's think about Nimba. Let's think about District Number 3. And you can be assured that Anthony Kuyompa will be the challenger to Honorable Neke Ige. And this time around, he will be calling me on that day to congratulate me on my victory. Thank you.
Wishing you all the best in your
so
future
much.
endeavor. We want to say thank you for being on here tonight, Chief.
Yeah, I also want to personally say thanks for taking out the day to be here with us today on this Sunday. And like you said, we are family now. So you may not, the next time you come here, it may not even be we are hosting you. You just join, be one of our, and just join, contribute, and make your point whenever we have a guest and we need people to come on to help us, with the conversation. I'll reach out to you, and I know you're busy, but I know you're scheduled now to see if you can help us. So we are family now. We look forward to working with you more.
Okay, bro.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Ciao.
Je m'en vais dormir maintenant.
All right, man. Good night.
J'étais bien à vous parler. C'est bon.
Hey, you see the man speaking everyone is French.
C'est bon. Merci beaucoup.
No, but I speak French very well, though.
Yeah, you do. Don't
And
mind.
I tried to go.
You can lie in French.
But in Uganda, you in Uganda or Rwanda?
Rwanda.
The people speak French there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying pretty well. I might not be fluent right now, but I think I'm trying a little bit. We're getting there.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right, brother.
I got it.
See you.
All right.
That's it. It has been a wonderful conversation.
It's been a great show. I just want to say thanks again. Happy Independence Day to our people around the world. We look forward to. We wish Liberia all the best. And thank you so much for coming on. I'll talk to you soon. And thanks to our followers too.
Thank you for being there. Thank you to all of those who took their time today to listen. Anthony Elijah Menedesea, Melvin Record, Genesis Bemi, Isaac said, Daniel, and the rest of the folks. We want to say thank you. Not also forgetting about G. Christine Brown, Aloysius Alexander Tente Jr. Want to say thank you to all of you for following here this evening. It's been a pleasant, good show. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of The Heat Hour. Have a pleasant good night from my end.